All right. We are live. Good evening, everybody. We are live on both Facebook and Instagram. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another Brandon's Briefing. We are going to give everyone a moment to get with us and we are going to get started. So, hope everyone is having a wonderful, wonderful Thursday evening. Just give us a few moments and we are going to get started with everyone, bringing you up to date on everything that is going on in the city of Baltimore and COVID related in particular. So, I hope everyone's having a safe, and healthy evening. Good evening, everybody. Hope everyone's getting their dinner ready, getting ready to eat tonight. Staying dry, staying safe as we deal with this. What's your favorite TV shows you're going to watch tonight? So we're going to give everyone a second to join us. Good evening to all the great folks on Facebook and Instagram. As everyone is joining in tonight, want to make sure that we get people to send their questions in. You can start sending them in right now. Send them over to us so that we can get those answered as quickly as possible. So thank you. Good evening. Hello. Good evening to everybody. We're going to get started in about 60 seconds. So thank you all for joining us. Just give us one moment and we will get. All right. Good evening. All right. 30 seconds, everybody. We're going to get started in 30 seconds. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. Sorry, it was a little late tonight. We were running over on another interesting conversation with some residents. So good evening. All right, so we are going to get started. Welcome to the April 30th Brandon's Briefing, COVID Briefing. Again, I'm Council President Scott. Thank you, everyone, for joining us here. We have to remember that these numbers that I'm getting ready to give to you guys aren't just numbers. They are lives. They're people's family members. They're people that are now impacted, and even some that have been lost by their families. So, first and foremost, we're up to 21,742 cases of COVID across the state of Maryland, 1,047 deaths statewide. We now have 2,068 cases of COVID in the city of Baltimore, with 104 confirmed deaths. There are 358 cases of COVID. 21215, which is still our highest zip code, and there are 108 cases in 21218, which is the second highest. Remember, everyone, that you can go to coronavirus.baltimorecity.gov or coronavirus.maryland.gov for the latest information being released around COVID, including looking at it through racial and zip code data. I wanted to mention again consistently that we're now, the Washington Post is reporting people in their 30s and 40s contracting COVID and dying of stroke. So no one is invincible. So we have to take this very seriously. So if there's just some general information, just in case you missed it, we understand that there's a lot of information coming up, and we want to make sure Baltimore is informed about what's going on. So Governor Hogan to call for statistics of nursing homes to be released in Maryland. That information is now available at the coronavirus.maryland.gov. You can see that Quest Diagnostic is now offering an antibody COVID-19 test online. Please visit questdirect.questdiagnostics.com, questdirect.questdiagnostics.com to obtain that information. We all know that DPW has unfortunately been on a hiatus in terms of billing, water billing due to COVID-19. The Department of Public Works has recently announced that beginning on Friday, May 8th, water billing will continue. You can actually also at that point apply for online for the new assistance program that they're going to have, which you can get at cityservices.baltimorecity.gov/water. That stuff will be out there today. And now I want to talk about some recent developments from today in reference to water, and particularly water bills. You guys know that you've heard me talk about this historic legislation that we pushed and passed, the Water Accountability and Equity Act. We had an information hearing today in the Taxation and Finance Economic Development Committee about that hearing virtually, of course, about the implementation of that bill by the mayor's office, and let you guys know what the kind of stuff we heard today. So the Department of Public Works is saying that they don't think that they can fully implement the bill by July 13th. And while I understand that COVID-19 has impacted the work of city government, and I appreciate their honesty and their efforts to continue to prioritize the implementation of this bill, but it's my full expectation and the expectation of my entire council that this legislation is implemented on time. Getting water bill relief to our residents is important more than ever now as we deal with this COVID-19 crisis, because I told them before we were dealing with people struggling with gun violence and all these other things that we have in the city, and now on top of that we have a global health pandemic, and we know that people are so concerned about where their resources are going, where their money is going to be able to go, where they're going to work, where they're going to eat. We can't also have them worry about being able to afford a basic right to life like water. All of those pressing issues still exist, and we know that we have to make sure that our government is operating in a way. And this is unacceptable for people not to be able to get an accurate water bill or get a water bill or be able to afford it. We know that we cannot continue to allow these kind of things to exist. So what we were doing today is to try to push them. We sent them a letter. They have until Monday to answer me in my letter about what's happening, how they're going to make sure that we are getting an accountable, transparent system of water billing in place to Baltimore City. So someone said, what can we do about price gouging? So we consistently uplifted this information. You can report it to the Maryland Attorney General's office. We're going to put the link and the information in there so you can see it. Take a picture of it. They have an email address that they have. We're going to put all that information in the Facebook feed for you so that you can see that, Xavier, so that you can report this information whenever you see it. I reached out to our Attorney General directly, and he's taking this very seriously. So someone says, can you discuss the unemployment issue? We know that everybody is frustrated with how slow the system is, and this is something that I've relayed to both our state and national folks, especially at the state level, about the system and not being able to take the amount of people there. But this is what I'll tell everyone. First and foremost, we're going to have to be patient because we know how the system is going. I know it's being overloaded. But that once you get through, and if you feel like you're not getting the service and things that you need, reach out to us, reach out to your state elected officials so that we can get you the help that you need to make sure that you're getting your unemployment. Someone says, does the city have any plans on making hazard pay mandatory? All of these kind of things are things that we are going to continue to consider at the city council level. And what I would say to you is stay tuned, and we'll be sure to keep you updated on what kind of legislation we're going to be pushing as we move forward. But we know that at the city level, folks, our frontline folks are already getting an increase, and we know that many of our supermarkets and other places are doing the same thing. But we have to consider this on a global scale as well. Great questions. Further questions, everyone. Does anyone have any other question? Please get them to a chance tonight to ask more questions than normal. Please just shoot them out. Questions that you guys have about anything city government, COVID related, how you're feeling about things, questions that you are dying to have asked. Please us know what they are. Another thing I wanted to someone said, any rent relief for the city residents? So this is a great question. Actually, on Monday, the council, we had two actions, legislative items that I actually pushed myself. First and foremost, put it in a law that we're gonna have a hearing about on May the 6th, I believe. We'll make sure to get you guys the direct information that simply says that during this crisis, no landlord should be raising rent on any Baltimorean. We're going to push that through to make sure that people are being protected, because when we're dealing with this crisis that everyone's dealing with now, people shouldn't have to worry about their rent being increased. We also on Monday actually passed a resolution that we sent to our federal delegation about trying to work to make sure that they're including assistance to our renters in their next package, not just for us in Baltimore, but across the country as well. And we know, led by State Delegate Wilkins, there's an effort at the state level to get Governor Hogan to actually put in rent and mortgage basically forgiveness programs across the state right now. So stay tuned. We're going to push my bill forward to make sure that your rent's not being raised, and work for our other persons as well. Any other questions? Does anybody else have any other question? That was a great question. Thank you for the question. Someone asked a question about how's this thing that I push with city schools and us giving them $3 million to deal with technology divide in Baltimore. Listen, we now passed the legislation, has to go to the Board of Estimates, and we're gonna make sure that we're working with this, not just to buy laptops, but also that they are able to, as the experts and knowing what they are, they're able to do the things that they need to do, whether that be getting internet access, the equipment, but also the accessories, whatever they need for our young people to learn. That's what we're going to focus on with that. And that's always going to be the focus for me, is how we can better assist our young people. Other questions? Who else has other questions? Anybody else before I let you guys get on with the rest of your evening? Let's see here. Looking at something from Facebook. Again, we don't have a city council meeting this Monday, but the following Monday. But always you check out our hearings and our hearing schedules. We're going to make sure that those things are still available to you. So someone said, what about our schools, though, that they're not opening up anytime soon? How will the kids get their grades? It's going to be old school. They're going to be graded by their teachers, and they're probably sending that stuff. It'll be available online when it's available. They'll send it in the mail. You will not be going to. They won't be getting those things, and we should expect that our young people will be learning in a digital environment for the foreseeable future. We have to understand that, right? Foreseeable future. Great question in now. Are they going to test all the assisted living houses, nursing home, and senior living house the virus because I work in adult daycare? We had a hearing on earlier this week to talk specifically about the health and about what their plans are, how we're going to grow testing, but also grow contract tracing and outreach at-risk situations and at-risk neighborhoods and demographics. They have ensured that they're going to be working to make sure that they're doing testing increases and the ability to test increase, that they're going out to places, because we know so many of the things have been done, cases have been come from senior facilities and places like that, but that they're doing that and doing that tracing back so that employees, folks like yourself, are protected and your families are protected as well. What are we going to do about homeschooling and providing better lessons through North Avenue? So this is a new situation for everyone. We're going to have to continue to grow in the way that digital learning happens. It's also about the lessons. It's also about making sure that our teachers and students have the things that they need to continue what they're doing in the classroom. And that's why it's important for us to build up that system for them to do that. Someone says, when will they hear about graduation? Right? You're gonna hear from the schools. They're trying to figure out a way to do graduations in a digital fashion. It's gonna suck for the kids this year, right? All their sports have been canceled. Graduation wrong, but no, we have to keep them safe and healthy and alive. First, we're going to figure out ways to honor the class of 2020 in a very unique way, so they feel the special and get the notice that everyone else gets and has gotten from each class before them. But we also keep them healthy and safe. No, thank you, and thank you for your question. Anybody else have anything? If not, I will let you guys go until tomorrow. That's a great question. We'll make sure that so when and if schools open back up, they will be disinfected, and we'll make sure that they do that. But I think, again, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to continue to say it. Operate as if young people are not going back into the classroom this year, and understand that we might start the year next year in a digital learning environment as well. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I always want to make sure that you guys are informed. As always, you can send us questions consistently, direct message, email us, councilpresident@baltimorecity.gov, or just send us, give us a call at 410-396-4804. Thank you, everyone, and make sure that you have a great and safe night.